Hello guys, sorry about that. I think audio was muted there for a little bit. I am just working on my Drawlloween prompt. So today we are doing Winged and Puppet. So I've sketched up a little bit of her to give us a head start last night, but I figured I'd finish the rest of her on stream with you guys. So it's definitely been a while since I did my last stream. It's been a lot going on this month, so I've really missed you guys. Been so long since we got to catch up and everything. But yeah, no, I'm definitely super excited to get back in the flow of everything. So we'll see how it goes. I'm really surprised to see how many people have done so well this Drawlloween. You know, everybody's been really creative, been really inspired, and I think a lot of that has to do with you know, it's been a year where we've all been indoors a lot more than usual. You know, for me, not much has changed, but I know for a lot of people, you know, they didn't used to spend so much of their time indoors, and I think for the most part it's really allowed people a lot more time to be creative, I think, which is good. Definitely a couple of my art friends on Instagram didn't used to spend so much time on their art until this year, and yeah, it's definitely loosened up those art muscles, I think, which is good. Do let me know if the music or the audio is too quiet, because as I said, it's been a while since my last stream and a couple of things may have shifted. Had some technical issues to work through yesterday, so that slowed things down a little bit, but we're back, so it's all good. Yeah, I'm really enjoying just working through prompts that I've never really drawn before. And I think that's, you know, the main thing that I really enjoy about Drawlloween as well is, you know, you don't get to set the subject that you're drawing, so it's sort of set for you and you just have to go with it. Like tomorrow, I'm supposed to draw a bat squatch, and that's something that I probably never would have drawn on my own. You know, I'm not familiar with it, and I've just, yeah, it's just not something that I normally draw. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what I come up with for that, because I'm not really sure how that's gonna go, but we'll see. So I just forgot I need to start timing how long this is going to take. So because I've been timing all of my Drawlloween sketches, so you know, it's interesting to see which ones took the longest and why and all that kind of thing. Strangely enough, I've been having some issues with my mechanical pencils, these ones, where the lead just wouldn't go out of the barrel, and it was so strange. Do you actually call it that, the barrel, or is that too much video games that's playing on my mind? Pretty sure you call it a barrel. But yeah. In any case, it's been frustrating. Oh, hi Murders, how are you? Hello, it's been so long. I've missed you. Been wondering what you've been up to since we, you know, last chatted. I've been so busy. What's life been throwing out for you? I'm just so happy to be back on, and you know, I have been drawing. I haven't stopped my drawing, even though I stopped streaming for a little bit. I just really needed that break. You know, a few too many curveballs got thrown, and so I needed to just deal with that. And so I took some time off and just spent it on drawing. And yeah, I'm really happy that you know, this is the first year ever that I have been able to finish all the Drawlloween prompts, and it was one of my biggest goals, and every year something would happen and stop me, and so I'm just really excited and really happy that finally I've been able to conquer Drawlloween, you know. This has been a goal of mine, so. Murders, I've been fishy. Last fishy days though, otherwise normal life. What do you mean by fishy? I'm guessing you don't mean you've gone fishing. Murders, the Inktober prompts. I've added a fish to each one. Oh, you're talking about your drawings. Of course, I didn't realize they were all fish based. I did see quite a lot of fish, but I sort of just didn't notice that they were fish themed. The fish were really cool. I loved that alien you did with a little creature in its mouth. That was one of my favorites, honestly. Murders, the Inktober prompts. I've added a fish to each one, so I am basically burnt, watered out of fish at that point. Yeah, I can imagine. That must be, you know, difficult to try and put a fish into each one. It's quite a challenge you set for yourself, that. But that's alright. That's what it's good for, right? I had so many issues with my lighting, trying to get things to show up properly, and I'm not quite sure why, but it's like the pencil just struggles to show up on stream. It's really difficult to get it working. But I watched another streamer, Charles Lister Art as well, and I noticed that because he's doing his work in pencil, he does actually struggle with the same sort of thing on stream as well. So I guess it's not just a problem that I deal with, but you know, everybody sort of struggles with that. Murders, I am trying hard to see the puppet. Does it have a mask? The puppet, so the girl has a mask. There you go. So there's the girl, and there's the little owl puppet. So yeah, I had to combine winged and I had to combine puppet. So oddly enough, there is actually another Drawlloween prop coming up, which is puppet. So I'm sorry, which is mask. So I'm going to actually have to draw mask again. So I really don't like drawing the same thing so frequently. It yeah, it does get quite, you know, mundane a little bit, and you just want to sort of go with some other creations, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. It's Drawlloween, you don't set the rules, so. Ooh, puppet is like a mini owl like. Yes, so I decided to draw a little mini owl puppet, and so she has an owl mask, and I've given her this little tiny owl. So she's playing around. Mum actually did say that maybe I should give her wings, but I'll think about it. I do love that idea. I really want to be able to give her some wings as well. The only issue with adding wings would be that I'm going to struggle with just the complexity of, you know, her arms and sort of the composition that I'm working with here. And so I don't want to construe that and make it, you know, a bit hard to understand what's going on. So it just depends. Will I be able to work that into this one, or won't I? We'll see. But yeah. I would so love to have my own little puppet like hers. Do you ever just draw something and wish you could make it become real, like just by drawing it? You feel like, you know, I'd probably wish every single one of my drawings into reality if I had the choice. You know, I mean, that's obviously where all the inspiration comes from, is, you know, things you want to be real, things that you know, are super cool and amazing, and creatures you love, hang out with a lot. Murders, I should start drawing today's prompt too. Yeah, you should definitely start drawing that. You know, I think you know, when I was unable to stream, I put on other streamers' streams on the side, and then draw just alongside them, and it was really cool because, you know, you get to listen and keep track of what they're doing, and yeah, you get to sort of follow along. So yeah, I really love doing that. And I actually, some of you guys popped in while I was watching Charles Lister art stream the other day, and it was pretty awesome because I didn't recognize you because you changed your names, but yeah, it was funny. It's definitely a small community at times, you know. I feel like this size of my drawing is really, you know, it's a good size to play with. It's not too small, it's not too big, because obviously the bigger you draw, it can tend to take quite a bit longer because you can add, you know, you can add more detail into a piece. So I feel like this is a good balance for me that I found. I definitely would like to try and learn how to do, you know, quicker rough sketches that don't have a lot of detail, but I guess it's just one of my passions, is being able to add as many details as I can to a drawing, and I get carried away, but it's definitely one of my goals to try and do, you know, just loose, quick drawings that don't require a lot of time and don't require a lot of detail, but that are just enough to capture that, you know, that idea that you're trying to convey. And yeah, I think it's really hard as well to try and limit yourself to something. But there definitely are a lot of artists who do a really great job at that. So Thomas Ascott is one of them. I really love his work. He's exceptional at just doing, you know, lazy quick sketches that look great, and, you know, obviously he probably does spend quite a decent amount of time planning those, but the point of the fact is he does, you know, capture that balance of, you know, just simplicity and still making it look good. So there's that. Murders. Everyone gets carried away at some point. Yes, we all do. I think, you know, it's easy to get lost in a drawing, and it's so much fun. So, you know, why not? And for the most part, I do feel like one of the features I really want to explore in my work is adding more detail, but just, you know, it's good to have balance and understand where you're going. So I really want to do a little girl in a bunny mask at some point. So whether I maybe do that for my my next prompt that I need to do anyway, that's probably a good idea, since I'm already going for that. I am you too. Hi, how are you? Welcome to my stream. Are you from visiting from Twitch, or are you from Instagram, or where are you from? Because I know a couple of you guys visit me from Instagram, so I'm good, thank you. I'm definitely doing well. I took quite a long break from streaming, actually, so this is my first stream that I've had since surgery, and so yeah, I'm very excited to get back into it. And I've been doing so many drawings lately, so yeah, it's the last couple of days of Drawlloween, and I'm really happy that it'll be the first year ever that I'll be able to finish up. So that's really exciting for me. I am you too. I am fine, thanks. Found you on recommendation. Oh, okay. That's awesome. Well, I'm really glad you popped in, and yeah, I hope you like my work, and I hope you enjoy hanging out with us on here as well. But yeah, I think I'm not sure. I was on the road to affiliate. I think last month, but then I had surgery and I stopped streaming for about a month. So now I need to start over. So it's okay though. I mostly do it for fun. So if we get there, we get there. If we don't, that's all right. But yeah, no, it'll definitely be super exciting if I do get there. Can't say I'm not keen, but yeah. So today I am working on my. Ooh, sorry. I've got stuff on here and it's getting in my way. First time I had it here. Today I'm working on my Drawlloween sketch, and so there's a prompt for every single day of October. So it's a Halloween themed drawing challenge. Everybody can join. Anybody from any skill level can join, and yeah. So Mab Graves is the artist who hosts it every year. And she sets us this challenge and chooses, a bunch of Halloween themed prompts. So this one is a combination of two prompts because I got a little bit behind over the weekend. So I figured I would just do, two in one, which is totally fine. So I decided to do, I'll give you a closer look. Yeah, I decided to do winged. So winged is for the little owl, and the other prompt I had to combine is puppet. So I did a winged puppet, which is a little girl and her pet owl. I am new too, 68th followers. Oh, thank you so much. Did you follow? I'm so sorry, I didn't even see that. It didn't pop up. But yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, no, I'm definitely super excited and thrilled. Everybody on Twitch has been really, really nice. I mean, I've been, on and off following the community for a while now, but not streaming. I streamed, quite a few years ago, and then I just got way too busy with work and, yeah, other commitments. And, yeah, so this year I've really prioritized, pursuing my art more professionally. I've got quite a few goals that, I'm trying to pursue as well. And yeah, it's been awesome to just have more to show, have more to post and share, and yeah, become, I guess, more part of the community, I guess, which is really, really, really exciting. I am new to commands. I don't know if I've quite got that set up properly. I do need to look into the command stuff. But yeah, I don't think that's all set up, quite well. I do think there's a couple, but whether they're fun and cool ones, I'm not quite sure what to do with those just yet. So I've got to give that a look into. But yeah. So whereabouts are you from? I am you too, using Streamlabs. Yes, I'm using Streamlabs. So if you can walk me through it, that would be great. Because I have no clue what I'm doing. But yeah. So do you stream as well? Guess most everyone here is generally gaming streamers. So it's a bit of a smaller community. Zachary Ryan, welcome! Did you have a good sleep? So glad you could make it. You weren't sure if you could, come on and catch the stream. Oh, you don't stream? That's all good, take your time. Did you end up finishing that episode? What was it that you were watching again? Zachary? I do need to keep track of where I'm putting her shading as well. Oh, you fed your dog. That's awesome. Your dog's very lucky. You're very dedicated to him. Whenever I hear about it, you're always, you know, giving him attention, giving him walks, giving him everything. Haikyuu. Haikyuu. I have no idea how to say that, so please excuse me if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. Japanese is gorgeous though. I used to play this video game, and there was this Japanese server, and so they had custom modded taunts that we could use, and it was a lot of fun. Like, we had no idea what was being said, but it was just gorgeous to listen to. And so I learned the word arigato, which I'm probably saying incorrectly as well. And a couple of others, which I don't know what they mean. But yeah. Murders. I serve my dog like she's a goddess and my house is a temple. Oh, that's gorgeous. Well, she's one very lucky puppy. Isn't that how it should be? Animals should all be served as royalty. I think my ideal reality is where we all have a royal pet to serve. I think that's plenty of fun. I wonder if there's less people doing the Inktober contest this year because of all the, you know, drama involved around it, which is super sad because it's such a fun thing to do. But yeah, I'm not sure, because I know from when I was reading the comments, people are really, really upset, and not sure why really. Murders. I don't think dogs were ever that much served in any culture. Cats were though. Well, cats have a way of getting what they want, I suppose. They're quite, I suppose, independent, and I don't know. They just have that sort of, you know, when you think of a dog, you sort of think of more of a serving, a loyal creature. Whereas if you think of a cat, you sort of think of a creature who's much more self-serving and more demanding. So, oh, sorry about that. Not sure why it's doing that, but I also don't know how to unmute you, even though it's just 1 second. So I'm sure you can wait it out. Sorry about that. I've yeah, definitely been happy with a lot of my drawings progress this year. I'm not sure which is my favorite one. There's definitely a couple that I wasn't quite happy with. I didn't appreciate, I guess, how the colored pencil one of my night crawlers came out, the one with the woods and everything. It just, I don't know. It was just lacking something, honestly. It wasn't as refined as my other pieces, and I think I really wanted it to, you know, one of the issues with it was the fact that night crawlers obviously aren't real, and, or well, we don't know, but you know, they don't have their bodies aren't quite explained. And I suppose I should have spent more time, you know, creating my own version of what I think they should look like. You know, I was happy with the fact that, you know, it was a cool background. It did have a cool sort of feel to it. But what I didn't like is just the rendering, the final rendering, and that happens at times for me. I think is I feel like I'm happy with the feel of a piece, but the rendering just isn't there, and I hate it when that happens because it really ruins a good piece. But yeah. So if I were to do that over, I think what I do is not go for, the full background. Yeah, I would probably go more along the imaginative route and do something like, pants coming alive or something like that, rather than drawing actual night crawlers, because that did make things quite tricky. But yeah. By tag activity, Inktober was more popular than last year. Really? Wow. Okay, well that's great. Even though they weren't doing Inktober, they still tagged it. Yeah, I think people do that to try and ride hashtags. I noticed a couple of people, doing that, and honestly, it really annoys me. Not because I care that they're trying to gain popularity and grow, but more so because it ruins the point of having the hashtag. We want to. There's lots of people like me, obviously, who love going into the Explore feed and looking at those hashtags and trying to actually find, what are other people drawing today. I'd like to see. And so oftentimes, I've done my drawing and then I'll hop on and then I'll go and have a look. And, if people aren't actually doing it, it's a little bit frustrating, because you've clicked and then you finally realize, they're not even doing that contest at all. And it, while their work is still cool, you're specifically going and trying to find a thing. So it does suck a little bit. I don't like doing that. So, yeah. I don't think most actually care about that drama that much. Like I wrote in that long message, that drama was a bit overblown. Yeah, definitely. It was very. Sadly, it's ruined a lot of Jake's career. I've chatted with him a few times about it. Aww. I was wondering how it hit him. Because obviously, you know what he feel about it, but career-wise, I was actually wondering how much has it affected him, I guess. Because, yeah, it's really sad. But in any case, I hope people move on and don't, take it to heart that much. It's, it's an art community, and I think a lot of that was taken way out of proportion. Oh, I lost a competition because people not even entering or knowing anything about it used the hashtag. How did you lose a competition then? Wouldn't the author, have checked that people are legitimately taking part? You'd think they just don't give the award to someone and just, disqualify all the top winners or people they would have given the winnings to. You'd think. One thing I'm really trying to do more of with my artwork lately is, I guess, just try and do a little bit more expressive faces on my kids. So I'm just trying to go with things that aren't normally seen, and just are that little bit more weird and expressive. So I don't want to just, do characters in this mundane pose. I want to actually be able to play around with, what do I make their faces look like and give them some personality, and not just, I don't just want to give them personality. I want to give them, you know, this kind of personality that you don't normally see. That's what I'm trying to, I guess, put into my characters. So I've been, you know, really looking at kids that, you know, a little bit more abnormal, I guess. Zachary Ryan Art. Oh, they got into his work at the university. Lightbox cancelled working with him. Deviant Art cancelled Inktober collab with him as well. The usual cancel culture. Yep, not to mention the book still isn't released. Alfonso is usually trying to sue Jake now about it. Oh dear. You'd imagine that they'd, you know, resolve something with the book though. I mean, the publisher is going to want to move it along one way or another, so I'm sure they'll figure that out. Just truly, truly tragic. But who thought that his drawings are amazing though? If you followed any of Jake Parker's latest drawings, like, I just have a look and the compositions are stunning. I have no idea how he comes up with those. It's crazy good. I mean, you have to do so many in you know, October. It's just insane. Really makes you, you know, envy his talent, I guess. I am you too. Welcome back. Welcome back. We're all still here. Glad you haven't left us. Can you guys hear the music properly? Okay, cool, awesome. So I'm not sure if you noticed that little glitch my camera did just then, but that is fairly annoying. So it's this silly, camera. So it's a stream cam, and I'm actually, so honestly, I have mixed feelings about this camera. One, I wanted it over the Brio because since I'm streaming art, you know, at the moment my drawing is grayscale, but that's not always the case. Nekaki, if you need any help setting commands, would be glad to help. Okay, yeah, definitely. Will you be, can I add you and just DM you, you know, after we're done, and then you can, how do I add you on here? I'll have a look. Do you mind? Is that okay? Can I DM you afterwards? Hang on. Oh dear. I've clicked on the wrong thing now. And now it won't. It won't stop. Oh dear. Let me just quickly close that because I can't see the chat at all anymore. Oh, there we go. Okay, awesome. So I'll just quickly add you and then figure out how to close this. Oh, there we go. That's what happened. Oh, good. Well, thank you so much. I'd really appreciate if you can help me out with that. I'll message you after the stream, and then if you're not on, then, well, you can just reply whenever. But yeah, thank you for that. What was I saying before? I don't even remember. Totally lost track. Totally forgot. I'm sure once I, you know, post this on YouTube and rewatch and go, oh, that's what I was talking about. But yeah. Oh yeah, I was talking about the camera. So this camera is really good for color accuracy. Yes, Murders, you definitely do have a fish memory. Um, Definitely with all your latest fish drawings, I'm sure the fish have, you've sort of mutated into a fish by now. That's okay though. Being a fish is cooler than being human, so there's that. But yeah, I got this camera, the Streamlabs, no, sorry, not Streamlabs, Logitech StreamCam camera, which is my main one for, this. And so I wanted it over the Brio because in all of the reviews that I watched, it was really good at replicating color and, showing that on stream. And so, if I've got a painting like this one over here, I want that color to show up well on stream. And so the issue is, on my other one, the Logitech that I'm now currently using as my face cam, that is not the case. It doesn't show up at all. You can't see, it just doesn't look like real life. And that's a bit of an issue, when things don't come out looking the way that they do, here. So I really needed the stream cam for that. But one of the big downsides of the stream cam for me is that whenever you tilt it even slightly, it goes into this mode where it unfortunately thinks it's now in horizontal mode and is trying to stream to Facebook or Instagram. And it's not helpful. It really, it serves no purpose at all for me. And I mean, you can't even stream to Instagram from your computer. They don't allow it. You can with Yellow Duck, but it's not regarded as very, strictly speaking, very safe. Predominantly because Instagram heavily limits, it heavily limits how you use their platform. It actually states in, their terms and conditions, don't use third-party software for X, Y, and Z. They don't even want you to use post-scheduling software or, which lots and lots of professional brands use. But they don't really want you to use that, which is a bit silly, honestly. Murders, Instagram should finally concentrate a bit on PC users too. Yes, I definitely agree. I don't see the reason personally why Instagram can't be on, a computer as well. Why can't you post? Like, I think on Windows, the Instagram app does allow you to post, but you can't live stream. You can't share certain kinds of stories. It's got a lot of lacked features. So that's a bit annoying. But, at least they have it. So there is that. But yeah, no, I can sort of understand why something like Snapchat isn't, I guess, on computers as well, because it's so quick. It's really meant to be, an instant share in the moment. But something like Instagram is a much more planned and curated platform. And personally, I feel like the more curation that goes into something, like an Instagram post, generally the more rewarding. And that's the ones that the community want most. But I guess, I don't know, they have their own ideas and their own way to do things, so nobody really liked what they did with the algorithm shift. Nobody really liked a lot of the changes that are happening. So, and I've actually, oddly enough, had a few of my followers on Instagram refollow me, and I've asked them, just out of curiosity, because I've noticed that I accidentally unfollowed, well, I thought that I did, unfollowed some people that I never intended to unfollow. And when I realized that, I looked at it and thought, I never would unfollow this person. And so a couple of my followers actually told me that they never unfollowed me either. They just realized that Instagram had automatically unfollowed me from their account, which is really weird. You know, and not just me, it's happened for them, you know, across the board with other artists and other accounts as well. So yeah, that's odd. And that's it feels weird. You know, I don't know why that happens or what's the purpose of that. Murders, they're too big to care at the moment. Yes, you can't even get through to their support, which is kind of shocking. I mean, if you think about what if, you know, you were dealing with some huge harassment on your account or something like that, you know, that would be quite intense, and you'd need to be able to support, you know, talk to some support staff for that. But, you know, obviously they don't have that in place. So there's definitely for me a couple of red flags with regards to Instagram, but I mean, what can you do? You know, it's all that people use, and so that you just gotta go with that, I guess. Just go with it and hope for the best. That's all you can really do. What are you guys' favorite social platforms to be on? Do any of you really use Twitter a lot? Actually, in some ways, I'm not too, you know, upset with anything Twitter really does. But then again, I also don't, you know, use it as much. I'm on Instagram a whole lot of the time, so I guess when you use something, obviously you've got, you know, more to complain about, because more breaks, more goes wrong, all that kind of thing. But yeah. I'm definitely enjoying spending a lot of time on her hair, which I should move on to the rest of her as well. But yeah. I had a look through my sketchbook, so if you want to have a look, so we'll go from here, and I'll just pull over the pages. Little skeleton girl. So that was this year, I think. Hang on, no, that was last year. So going all the way back. So I want to show you guys how many drawings I've done this year and how many are from last year. Because I'm almost through on my sketchbook. I think Baby Yoda was this year. I'm not entirely sure now. Yep, that's 2020. Some of them I put dates on the back, but not a lot of them. I'm pretty sure Baby Yoda was done in 2020, but you guys can correct me if I'm wrong because it is posted on Instagram. And so if I'm wrong, do let me know. But so if you look at the amount of pages, this is what I've done this year. So it's about that thick. And where are we at? So, and that's the whole one in total. So it's quite a bit of a chunk that I did this year, I think. You know, if you look at the two sections, I mean, it's almost half of the rest of my sketchbook. So, yeah, I'm very happy that, you know, I've done a little bit more this year. I definitely want to be painting this one. Super keen to get that started, but I have to finish the one behind me first before I can continue on to that. But yeah, done quite a lot of Drawlloween ones. I'm super happy about that. But yeah, I'm gonna do, once I'm done with the whole sketchbook, I'm going to do a full, you know, run through it. Probably post that on YouTube or you know, maybe Instagram videos or whatever it is you call that. Murders. I don't use social platforms that much. Going outside, talking to people, that's my favorite platform. That's becoming a really rarely used one these days, isn't it? Zachary, as you know, I'm on Instagram the most, but yeah, I can't stand how much power they have with little careful users. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I totally get you. I still share my work to Facebook, but mostly I just post through Instagram. So I honestly, I should be reading my comments from people on there a little bit more frequently. Um, I don't really have time to spend on, every platform. So I generally make sure that I, truly dedicate to Instagram. And, I'm very devoted to Twitch as well, now that I've started streaming, more regularly. But yeah, I think, you have to understand as well, you only have so much time for each platform, and, you don't want it to start becoming more important than the work you're creating as well. Because, that's a little bit besides the point. It's about sharing art, not, well, at least for me. I mean, some people do really enjoy the social aspect, I guess, and that is, a huge part. But for me, it's about, what worth you bring, I guess, and what you're able to share, I guess. Otherwise, I would probably start a photography account, much less work. At least, much less work for me, not a professional photographer. But yeah. I'm just gonna quit this. I keep getting this pop-up and it's being a nuisance, so I'll just quit that. Zachary, yeah, exactly. I started a Twitch in order to connect with people while still drawing. Yeah, exactly. It's really, really relaxing. It can be both. I will say that. I started streaming 3 years ago. So it's obviously, been quite a while since then. And then I stopped. The reason I stopped because, I found when I was streaming, I was so focused on, trying to concentrate on, I guess, chatting and everything, and all that kind of stuff, that I wasn't able to focus on my drawing. And part of that was to do with, the medium I chose to stream in. I did a stream of an acrylic painting, and at the time, it was my first ever acrylic painting. So not only was I trying to stream for the first time, but I was trying to stream and learn acrylic painting while streaming. That did not work out well, and it really gave me, I guess, a bit of a bad disposition towards, enjoying streaming and arting. It took a lot of that passion out from me, because I found that I wouldn't want to be, doing art if I knew that I had to be streaming on the side, because I really started dreading it. And it came to the point where I was like, okay, if that's the case, stop streaming, it's as simple as that. Just keep drawing. It's not important if you don't enjoy that. And I did. And, I just, ever since then, I kept having this, I guess, just now and then I'd feel like, I really would like to just hang out and talk about art and stream. And I decided, I think this year, a couple of months ago, or 1 month ago, I think it was 1 month ago, that I'm going to give it another shot and, take it as it comes. If I don't end up, being really engaged, then so be it. Or, if I find that it's making me detest my artwork again, then I'll just stop again. And I think it was a lot easier this time around because, one, I had, grown a lot with regards to painting. So, I'd spent a lot of time working on my alien painting, which I posted last year. And that was a massive learning curve. That one was, so it was my first completed acrylic painting. I never actually completed the cloud one at all, because I wasn't happy with the texture of, you know, the paper. It's a little bit packed away at the moment, I think. But yeah, I don't like painting on canvas. I just really dislike it. Oh dear, Zachary, you upset the bot. I don't know how long its limit of muted messages is. I'll definitely try and update that if I can figure it out. I think I'll definitely have a chat to IMU afterwards, and hopefully we can resolve a couple of my issues with the commands and I guess the chatbot as well. Yeah, you're both victims. You've both upset him. Or maybe it's the ghost bunnies punishing you. But yeah, I've been really trying to, you know, rein in on a couple of, you know, my art goals that I set for myself in January. You know, I'd really tried to, I guess, make sure, you know, to set myself some direction if I'm going to be focusing on, you know, creating my artwork more regularly. I do need to keep myself in check. And I do need to, you know, have a list of things that I need to work on and work towards. And one of those things was, yeah, completing 2 fully fledged oil paintings or acrylic. I didn't really care, but whichever medium. Obviously, oil and acrylic paintings take a lot longer. And so, yeah, that was one of my goals. So she's not quite done, but I'm definitely going to focus on finishing her a little bit more next month. And so I'll be doing, possibly doing that on stream. We'll see how that goes, because it takes a lot more focus to work on, you know, a fully fledged oil painting on stream. And obviously there's a little bit of time constraints, so you know, if you're working with oil, you can't really control how fast or long it dries. I mean, you can to some extent, but you know, not a whole lot. So I'm going to have to do, you know, a little bit of sketching in between and just see how that goes, I guess. Zachary, Ryan, we're about to have mixed words. Mixed words? So I said sometimes when I stream, I focus more on the art and less about chatting. But with time, it gets easier and more natural to do both, as you've probably noticed. Yeah, I think when I just started out again last month, you know, I actually was shaking during my first stream. Not really because I was that nervous, but more because, you know, things were going wrong. I had connection issues like crazy. So I was trying to figure that out. I was trying to draw. You know, it hadn't probably announced what I was doing and all those kinds of things. And, you know, I was so flustered that my hands were just like, oh, I'm not into this, I'm not into that. I was doing all kinds of different things and not really, not really sitting down and being relaxed. But I think what helps is, you know, when your stuff works and, you know, you're just, I guess, in the flow, when you're streaming every day or streaming more regularly, that really helps for me. I think I found that makes it easier. just because you know you're going to click that button, you're going to go online and just relax and chat and stream, and yeah, that makes it easier. But yeah, it's definitely crazy hard before you have your stuff set up. I think that's honestly, it's half the battle. um, at least for me it was. And oddly enough, I'm not very untechnical. I work as a web designer, so I'm not the least tech savvy person that's done this before. But at the same time, I'm also not, I'm not really good with, I guess, when it comes to statistics and, optimizing things with regards to, connection issues and that kind of stuff. That's a little bit beyond me. So, I had my brother recommend that I shouldn't use my Mac Mini, which honestly was a bit of a no-brainer in hindsight. But, I'm not good at understanding which computer parts do what for streaming, and so he really helped me out. Just looking at a couple of things just briefly in Streamlabs, which really helped. He hasn't had time to really help me optimize everything, but I was really appreciative that he, just had a look over that. Zachary, haha, not you and I, me and the spot. Okay, that's all good then. I understood it quite well though. Didn't get too lost. Or at least I hope I did. But yeah. Whenever I hop on stream, one of the things that I found that it really helps me to do, I tend to be extremely driven to finish a drawing in a certain amount of time, or go, I'm conscious of, I guess, how long is this taking me? Because it used to be something I really wanted to push myself to be quicker. Especially considering I'm trying to, start working for local agencies as well. And so, obviously, unfortunately, because of the world we live in, time is money. And, you need to be conscious of, you don't want your piece to take you, a whole month and you're getting paid maybe only for 2 hours. So you need to be conscious of, when you're quoting, how long is that piece going to take you? And so when I was, doing my sketches, I'd always time them. I still time them. But I find that when I'm streaming, it really helps me to break out of that, focused mindset. I'm really letting myself, in some ways, I guess, feel the drawing a little bit more than I normally would. And I don't think it's because of streaming. I think it's because you're just a little bit more distracted, that you're not really focusing on the time anymore, because you can't really think about everything at the same time. And so I find for my sketching process, that's actually extremely helpful. And that's actually one of the big detriments when it comes to my painting process, is that, I look at I look at an hour and go, oh, is that all I've done? But art is a slow process. At least my style of work, definitely for me, is a slow process. And it's slow in the sense of, I slowly build up layers. And so it can seem like, at times to me, like I've not done much. But in the big picture, things do come together. And I think I've really found that streaming actually helps it come together in a more relaxing way, in, you know, a way that maybe it wouldn't have come together, you know, if I've been watching the time too much. And so I actually, when I stopped streaming, you know, this month for my break, I actually allowed myself to just, you know, not look at the time, just don't worry about it, just really focus on just the creative processes, just the drawings. If it takes all day, it takes all day, and that's fine. You know, obviously we don't always you know, have that luxury of time at all, you know, all periods. I'm just gonna pull up my ref quickly. But I think when we allow drawings to, you know, flow in their own time and come together, it really it helps that creative process, at least for me. Oh, thanks for joining Discord. I am you, if you're still watching. Just noticed you hopped on there. I think I'm definitely most active on Instagram, and obviously besides Twitch, my Discord channel. I have a lot of gaming friends I chat with on Discord actually, so. Zachary Ryan, for me, I love talking things through about the drawings and paintings, getting opinions of the people in stream, but just talking it out about what I want to change or so is super helpful. Yeah, I definitely think once you start thinking about that more, and you know, people often just bring a little bit of perspective at times. I think, I'm not sure if I've done that in one of my previous streams, but just asking, you know, what should I do? You know, which direction? I have these two options, and sometimes we can really, you know, I guess get really stuck on deciding. I really struggle at times with, you know, which direction do I want to take for a piece. But yeah, it's helpful if, you know, you can quickly just run it by people and go, you know, guys, you know, you all know my work. What do you think? What would you prefer seeing? Because people get used to your stuff. I find actually my mom is one of my hardest critics and most helpful critics. And that's because she, you know, critiques me so hard as well. You know, I can always go to her and go, you know, get an honest opinion about my artwork. She's also a very creative person herself, so that helps. And yeah, it's nice having someone who knows your work well, and just also, I guess, knows the direction you're trying to take it in. Zachary Ryan, well, I'm driving to go look for Halloween costume stuff, so won't be typing much, haha. That's alright. I really hope you find a cool costume. Do let us know what you're dressing up as. I'm keen to see your costume. My sister just asked me the other day whether we'd like to go on some Halloween. Halloween, I'm getting very confused between Drawlloween and Halloween. Too much Drawlloweening going on. Yeah, if we wanted to do go out trick-or-treating, I guess. And you know, I'd really love to. But this is one place in my state that you can go to that's really awesome. They have such cool decorations. I've never even been in there because the line to get in, it's free, but the line to get in there is so long. You have to wait forever to get in. And you know, it's real awesome that they make it free. I really appreciate that. but it's just you'd be there all night, and yeah, we've just never been in there. So, you know, obviously it's not as big here in Australia as it is in the States. So there's that. Uh, so sorry about the long messages. I'll quickly try and have a look if I can fix that. But I'm not quite sure where to go, because that seems to be, it deleted all of them. I'm so sorry. I'm not sure why it's doing that, because it really hasn't done that before from memory. So it must be something new that I've tweaked, I think. I'll quickly have a look. There's modding tools, so I'll just, it looks like it's paragraph protection, so I'll try and remove that. I'll also remove that one. And so I've got caps, so I don't mind leaving that on, but so hopefully it goes away now. I've just turned off some settings. Zachary, I'm going as Cyberpunk Cyborg. Oh, that's so cool. You look so good as that, because you've got, you know, the total look down with some of the clothes you've worn you know, on Instagram anyway. So I'm sure you'd have quite the wardrobe. So you're looking for some joggers with cargo pockets. Okay. Zachary, and I'll have one sleeve missing to paint the whole arm as the cyborg look. That is so cool. Will you post that on Instagram? Because I definitely love to have a look. My sister and my mom made the coolest costume for her when I did my con, and I posted it on my Instagram. If you have a look back a couple of years, you should be able to find it. If you want to see it, I can always post it on Discord as well. Just let me know. Oh, you're leaving, Murders? That's okay. I hope you enjoy your shopping for food and nails. But yeah, have a nice day, and hope I catch you again soon. Really nice to catch up with you again. Zachary, actually with my haircut today, I'm gonna have her do circuitry in the side. Oh, that is awesome! Instead of just lines. Whoa, that will be so cool. You're real brave to be so committed to your outfit, but man, that's going to be so worth it. I'd love to see that. I really love when people go all out in you know, costume events as well. I hate whenever they organize a costume party or something and nobody decides to dress up, and then you're the only one and feel, you know, what was the point? You really were getting excited to see everybody in costumes, and now nobody decided to join in. I hate when that happens. Unfortunately, it's all too common at times, but what can you do? People have forgotten to be kids. But yeah, as I was saying, my mom and my sister made her this really cool costume of the Nazgul in Lord of the Rings, and it was so crazy good. Yeah, I honestly loved it. So if you guys don't remember seeing it, I can definitely post that on Discord after the stream as well. But yeah, it's a while back. It's a couple of years ago, and we really wanted to go again this year, but you know, I've made some changes in my work life to try and fit in, you know, pursuing my art career a little bit more. So obviously that includes a little bit more financial constraint than normal, which meant that I couldn't just go and do the con as normal. It's quite pricey if you're trying to do a show there, so. Zachary Ryan, I love dressing up. I do cosplay if I had time and money. Yeah, that's so expensive. A couple of my friends do that. Obviously if you're really, if you have a lot of time and if you're really creative, you can do a lot of it, without spending too much on just the costumes. You can actually, create a lot of that on your own. But even buying materials, it is expensive. It's not cheap. But yeah, it's very time consuming, that's for sure. But yeah, I love people who are really dedicated at that. I think it's pretty cool. Oh, by the way, Zachary, do you play Pokemon Go by any chance? Because I've had a couple of people following me on Instagram who've added me on there. So yeah, if you do play, do let me know. I still don't have one, but one thing I super want is a piece of furniture with like those animal paws, like those really antique chairs with animal paws. I so badly want one, but at the moment I don't have any room to put it. My studio is completely full, so there's no space here. The only place I could put it, honestly, there is no space. So I could only really put it in, the rest of my parents' house. So, it's sad because I really do like my furniture pieces. I'm not regretting getting them. But yeah, I guess it's something to look forward to if I can get a space, with which allows me to have some more furniture. But I'm already extremely lucky, I feel, to have such a nice studio space, solely dedicated to my art. It was one of my biggest dreams, a year ago, and I was cramming everything, everything of my art into my bedroom, and it was insane. It was getting overcrowded because I shared my bedroom with my parrot, and then it had to be an art studio, and it also happened to have been my work office for my design, my design business, and it was just getting extremely crowded. So, this is much better, and I'm really, really grateful to, be able to have that. I know, I know the struggle of trying to create in a space that's, too small or not dedicated for art on its own. It really does, it does take a toll, on your creative process if you don't have that space to go into and sit down and relax and just focus on, creating. It's really distracting at times. So, Zachary, my games are COD, League of Legends, Overcooked, and Borderlands. Oh, you play Borderlands too. That would be so awesome, but it would be impossible to play that together with, all the lag and everything. The ping would just be terrible. I tried to play that with my cousin. He's in Zambia, so that's quite a while away, and yeah, it didn't work right. He was lagging out so badly. But yeah. hopefully she's becoming a tiny bit more visible on stream. I know it's really hard to see what's going on with my pencil sketches when they're really faint, and I do intentionally, you know, start working on them obviously a little bit more washed out and then just slowly, gradually, you know, work my way up, because you can erase pencil, but, you know, only so much, and then it does start, you know, making the page dirty, starts scratching into things, and it's also just not really helpful for, you know, the creative process if you're constantly needing to erase that. So I actually had a look the other day at getting some mechanical colored pencils, which is something I really want to try, because I have colored pencils, but my colored pencils are, I think, they've got a little bit of a sort of a powdery feel to them, which is good in the sense that they don't glide over the paper, they sort of sit on top of it, but they don't really allow other layers to go over and things like that, whereas with my graphite you can sort of blend them in, and they operate quite differently, and I'm really, you know, familiar, I guess, with the way that my graphite pencils work, so I'd be keen to try and see, you know, give that a go, see how it works, and yeah, maybe it's something that I find really works for me. Actually, has anyone here used Bristol paper before? I'm really keen to get my hands on some of that and try out some watercolor styles. So one thing, I've usually, my standard process is to do my sketches in this book. I then scan them in, and after that I color them all in Procreate. But for this year's drawings, well, at least for some, I want to try and see if I can experiment with something different. So I'm really keen to try some watercolor techniques out, and I guess just see if I can get something with a little bit more variety. I do love how my drawings come out in Procreate. I'm not, you know, it's not that I don't like that, that I'm not happy with that outcome, I guess. It's more just I'm looking for that little bit of, I guess, variation in it. And, you know, I do feel like Procreate does slightly flatten out just the colors, I guess. Adelmad can't help you. I draw really bad. Oh, I'm sure you don't draw really bad. I'm sure you just, you know, sometimes we just have a little bit of drawing block, or, you know, we just haven't drawn in a long time. It's like being rusty at a video game. But yeah, that's okay if you can't help. I honestly don't have the answers myself either, so yeah. I guess I'll need to give it some experimentation, it is something I'm extremely excited for in the next few months, to, you know, try and give that a go, to see how that turns out. So Idlemed, how did you stumble upon this stream of mine? Did you come via Instagram, or are you a Twitch user? Because I know a couple of you guys visit from Instagram, and a couple of you are from, you know, the Twitch Explorer feeds, and yeah, it's just nice to see where you're all from. So today I am working on my Drawlloween piece, which it's a drawing competition that runs every October. and all of the prompts are Halloween themed. So for today's prompt, we got winged and puppet. So I decided to combine the two and do my little owl, so I can show you guys what she looks like close up. So a little winged owl, and that's her little winged owl puppet. So hopefully that'll knock out both those prompts for me. If I can finish this one up. Idle mad, I get lost on Twitch. Okay, no worries. I do so love just you know, when you're sort of getting lost during the day and trying to, you know, focus on something, putting a stream on at times is quite nice. I actually find it really helps me focus, because it helps me not feel like I'm doing work, I guess. So obviously when I'm doing some design work, I like to, I guess, just get my mind off things, I suppose, because it's not my favorite thing in the world all the time. But yeah. Sometimes you like it, other days it's a little bit worse. Can't always have everything be perfect, but yeah. So I've looked up a couple of different owl puppet references, and I'd really love to make my own owl puppet at this point, after looking at all of those yesterday. So mine is obviously a combination of all of them. So mine doesn't look like any of the refs that I you know, took inspiration from. It has a couple of elements of some, but yeah, so I can't even buy mine because it doesn't exist. So I suppose I'll just have to, you know, settle on either making my own or, you know, living in my drawing. So one thing that I actually don't remember a lot is how much I used to hate drawing knees. Knees were just always so hard for me to understand, you know, and I don't know when I stopped struggling to understand how to draw them, but I'm really glad that I did, because yeah, that was not fun. Oddly enough, I don't really remember struggling with hands all too much. I know a lot of people do. I think the reason why I didn't is probably because my mum very early on, you know, really pushed me to try and learn how to draw hands and draw them well. And so, you know, it was a long time ago when I would have struggled with that, so I don't really, you know, remember it all that well. And whereas a lot of these other things, you know, I just spent less time on, I guess. But yeah. I've really been missing video games this month. I haven't actually had any time to play video games now in a whole month, just because I really wanted to prioritize this challenge and getting, you know, all the drawings done. So that's meant, you know, every waking hour I have, I need to dedicate to, you know, creating my sketches. So there really wasn't any time for video games this month, and I'll be very happy once I get, you know, just a breathing moment once October ends. Not that I haven't enjoyed this, I've really, really, really loved it. But it does get quite intense when you're needing to do a drawing every day. You know, it's not easy to think up, you know, different concepts all the time. Some days it's super easy, they just they just happen. And then there are those days when you're really dreading creating in the first place, and it's really not always exciting to have to look forward to a drawing by the end of the day. But as soon as I get into it, I'm always happy that I pushed myself. So that's nice. At least I don't end up hating it. But yeah, it's just been a personal goal of mine to try and finish one drawing a month. One drawing a day for a whole month. So yeah, I'm really, really happy that I've achieved that. Do you guys enjoy drawing challenges, or do you not? I know a lot of people find them too stressful to take part in, and I can definitely 100% understand why. It's definitely something that's not always even feasible for every year. I mean, this is my first year after, my third try, that I've been able to actually pull it off. So, it's not a very easy feat. And some of these drawings that I've done have actually, ended up taking me 5 hours. And I thought, probably 2 hours per drawing would be something fairly reasonable. The thing is, as soon as you start creating, you get really caught up in that creative process, and it just really carries you away. And as the next time you know it, it's I guess it's the whole thing's done, and you've spent hours on it, and it's crazy how time can fly when you're really enjoying something. But yeah, it does point to the fact that you can't always have time for that, in regular schedules. So obviously I took some time off work, and I was able to really focus on just my Drawlloween stuff, so that really, really helped. Have any of you guys finished your costumes yet for Halloween? I mean, even if you're not going out trick-or-treating, you can still, dress up at home, depending on the situation where you live. I'm not sure. I always struggle trying to get the shine on shoes just right. That's definitely something that I feel I need a little bit more practice on, perhaps, but we will get there, slowly but surely. Zachary, I love it. Last year I improved a ton in so many ways, even just disciplining myself to sit and draw and ink. Yeah, I think for me, what I wanted most out of the challenge was consistency. To try and be as consistent as possible in both, how I draw my characters and how regularly I draw, and being able to be, regularly pushing out concepts, because I just wanted to prove to myself that I could, keep creating regularly, and keep creating content that I'm actually happy with regularly. Because sometimes we get in those creative blocks where we don't really believe, that we can draw at all. I know that I do. And I know it really helped me to be able to look back at my Drawlloween sketches and go, there's a whole month that I didn't feel like drawing every day, but I was still able to push out drawings that I am very, very happy with. quite so often. And yeah, I guess I just wanted to be able to prove that to myself, which is what the challenge should be about, something that you want to pursue getting better at. So whether that's, drawing hands better, or, coming up with character designs better, it should be about improving, not just, not just a mundane challenge. Otherwise that takes all the fun out of it, honestly. But yeah, I'm really, really happy that I did it. I don't think doing it to the extent that I did it this year, quite in the same way, is something I want to be doing again. I think if I were to do it again next year, what I would prefer doing is perhaps, combining a couple more of the prompts together into, larger scale drawings, and spending more time coloring them, because that's definitely going to be one of my next goals to focus on. Getting better at understanding how happy I am with my painting technique, and whether there be anything I want to improve with that, I guess we'll see. But yeah, definitely would like to be colouring in more of my drawings more frequently, I guess. Do any of you guys realise how expensive those antique studs are that you get on old stools and things? So that they usually put them right about here on the rims, and they're super expensive. So I only know that because my mum once had to re-button a chair, and she actually ordered new ones, and she wasn't able to get them cheap anywhere. So yeah, it's definitely not a cheap thing. They made everything very expensive in the old days, and a lot better quality as well, but definitely more pricey. It's definitely no wonder only rich people could really afford things, I guess. I remember, I don't remember, but it just made me realize of, how valuable plastic was when it first came out. When people raved about it, it was seen as extremely expensive. But yeah, it's, nowadays we regard it as extremely cheap and useless, and, well, not useless, but, fairly trash. We don't like things being made of plastic. Whereas there was a point in time where that was, luxury. Something was made of plastic. It was very high end. Zachary, I just realized she's sitting exactly how I sit all the time. Really? You sit like that too? I thought I was the only one. I'm trying to play around with some more interesting poses. So I haven't actually seen, too many kids sitting this way, but I definitely do. I think it just, for me, I find it takes strain off your lower back, and that's what makes it really comfortable, but it also has a way of obviously numbing, numbing your leg, and I don't know if it's the most healthy position to sit in for long periods of time, but who knows? Zachary, gosh, it's so bad for your back though. Really? Don't tell me that. I didn't know that. I didn't need to know that. It's honestly, it's one of my favorite positions to sit in when I'm, eating at the dinner table. And so obviously it's fine doing it at home, but then I want to do it whenever I go out as well. And I always have to remind myself, no, we're, in a restaurant. I can't sit like that. And it's like your feet just want to come up. So it does get into a bit of a bad habit as well. But then again, who really cares what society says you should sit like? Zachary, but it can curve your spine. Oh, that's not good. I've noticed actually quite a lot of artists do struggle with back problems, and I don't know if I'm just still too young for that, or because I know a lot of them are not actually that old, not that they can't be that much older than I am, and I think I've been actually fairly lucky in that I haven't really struggled with that, to be honest, especially considering one of my most recent favorite places to draw is in my bed when I'm all stooped over and not really focusing as much on a good drawing position. So yeah, it's quite surprising that I haven't actually dealt with too many back issues. So yeah, I guess it's something you need to try to stay mindful of, though. You don't want to exacerbate a problem and deal with it later, but definitely counting my blessings and that I haven't yet dealt with any issues. But I don't know, honestly, for me it's just so hard finding good chairs, comfortable chairs that really work well. Just gonna try and pull up a ref to help figure out her little mouth a bit better, because I need to do her lips and I'm not quite sure what to do about that. So so we'll see if I can find the pose that I'm looking for. I think I've got something that would work. It's really an insanely difficult pose, this one, because my normal go-to with drawing a mouth is to do the lower shadow on the bottom of her lips, but with this I can't do that. So it's sometimes just good to have a quick look at a ref and make sure you know what you're doing, keep yourself in check. At least for me, I like doing that. Zachary Ryan, yeah, I have terrible back problems. It's why I bought a really nice gaming chair to use for doing art. That's really good. I'm glad you found a good one. I just don't like the look of those gaming chairs at all. I don't know why. They're just too, too modern. For a gaming room, they're cool, but yeah, for me, sorry, it just wanted to block your message just there, so. Zachary, it was stupid expensive, but I'm glad I bought it. Well, that's good. I know my chair, so I bought a white chair for my office as well. It was also expensive, but probably not as expensive as the gaming one you've bought. It wasn't, very high-end or specialty in any way, but yeah, I just remember it's the most money I've ever spent on a chair, and yeah, I really did not enjoy that, particularly because I tried to go for a chair that looked at least a little bit non-modern, because everything in my studio is extremely antique. The chair I'm sitting on here is an antique chair as well, which I like sitting a little bit more forwardly positioned, I guess, when I'm sketching, so that's all good. But obviously when I'm working at my computer, I'm sitting more upright, and so you do need a different kind of chair. You can't use these antique ones for that. They don't work really well. But yeah, so yeah, it's definitely not easy for me to find a chair that I like. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, so I've really tried to focus on improving how I draw ears lately. But one thing I do find I'm doing pretty often is I try to improve at something, but then I'm really guilty of not really Googling any actual references. So, you know, it's like trying to learn how to read without going to school. You're not going to get better if you just keep doing what you're doing. You need to actually, you know, give yourself new material to focus on, new insight. I mean, practice does help, but I think, you know, I got to a point where I needed a little bit more, you know, observation skills rather than just practice. And so I've been trying to really focus on actually, when I'm drawing, actually go and have a look at a ref, not just, you know, not just going from what I know in my head. Zachary, same. It has, I think, a 3-year warranty, possibly. Oh, that's good. That's good. At least you have the warranty. My bird actually chewed up the whole upper lining of the leather of my chair. Luckily, it's fake leather, but yeah, I came in one morning and all the leather was chewed up. Needless to say, I've never been so calm when he's chewed something up before that, because on my desk I have, you know, my 4K monitor, I have my Mac Mini, I have my Magic Mouse, my Apple keyboard, I have my Microsoft keyboard, and my Microsoft mouse, and numerous other, you know, small expensive devices. If he had gone to those, it would have been so much more costly than him just enjoying chewing up that chair. So I was actually so relieved that he went for the chair that I was almost just happy. So yeah, it was like, you know, coming in, oh, my bird chewed up my chair, but I'm happy because he didn't touch anything expensive. But yeah, he's definitely cost me quite a lot in damage over the years. He's able to get out of his own cage at times, because he's real smart, and so you have to really make sure when you close his cage that it's, you know, properly locked up. And this time he actually figured out how to climb through these little doors that are meant for sliding his food in. And he learned how to use those to get free, to get out of his cage. So it was an unlucky thing that I couldn't have prevented, and yes, just had to learn from that, I guess, and be patient. But yeah, I guess he knows I'm talking about him because he just made a noise over there. Zachary Ryan, my biggest regret was they came out with a Cyberpunk 2077 themed one. Oh no, right after you bought yours? That sucks. Oh, I hate when that happens. Can you, are you on my Discord channel? Or you can just DM me on Instagram and show me a pic of what that one looks like. I'd love to see that. Or if you're on Discord, don't know if I've seen you on my Discord channel, you can add it to the general chat on there as well. She's all coming together now. I'm so happy with her. So I'm definitely going to have to start planning the next drawing. So my next drawing is Batsquatch, and because I'm a little bit behind, because I spent a little bit too much time with my family and boyfriend on the weekend just relaxing, which was really needed. You know, I did need a little bit of a break to not, you know, constantly focus on just pushing out these drawings. And yeah, so I got a little bit behind because of the weekend, and that means that's why I've combined these two drawings into one. And I'm going to combine tomorrow's drawings into one as well. And luckily they're very fitting. So tomorrow's drawing will be Batsquatch and Lagoon. And so I'm going to be, you know, doing those two. So I still need to figure out how to draw a Batsquatch. And I'm totally hoping it's not going to come out like my night crawlers, because I have no idea how to draw them. And it just so happens that Batsquatches just are not in my normal drawing comfort zone. So it's both really good because it'll mean, you know, I get to challenge myself. But at the same time, it's probably going to make me a little bit, you know, just drive me a little bit crazy while I'm doing it. But we'll see what I come up with. Maybe I can, you know, push it into something that, you know, I'm really happy with. We'll see. Zachary, I used to work at a pet store. You're kidding! Oh, it's always been my dream to work at a pet store. I actually applied for one when I was a kid, but I didn't get it because I had barely any resume. So you had a ton of birds and there was only ever one that I wanted. Really? You don't like birds? That's so sad. You must not really know, you know, the good ones, I guess, because I love birds. I think if I could, obviously I currently only have birds and my fish. I cannot envision my life without a parrot. It's just, I don't know. It would be so empty and far too normal and mundane, and I don't know. They also live really long, which is, you know, you get really attached to them because of their extremely long lifespans, and that is both a blessing and a curse, because when they do go, it does really hit hard. But at the same time, because they have such long lifespans, you know, they go through your whole life journey with you, and it's like, you know, kind of like people, you know, they're always there, and well, at least, you know, for the most part. Obviously don't have control over everything in life, but it's just a little bit more so than cats and dogs that have a lot, you know, shorter lifespans in general. But yeah. I'm totally digging her mask and wishing I had one of my own. Maybe I should contemplate dressing up as her for my my Halloween costume. Zachary, the macaws hated men, but there was the sweetest red-breasted cockatoo. She was just way too expensive for me. Was she a Major Mitchell's cockatoo by any chance? I'm trying to think, because you're saying red, but I don't think there is a cockatoo that's got a red breast. It's probably pink. Is it Major Mitchell's cockatoo? Because I know that they're not as expensive here in Australia. You know, obviously they're native to Australia, so you know, we have you know, more of them here. We don't have to export and all that kind of thing. But I know that they are quite exotic in Europe and the US as well, so it would make sense that that would be the one that you're talking about, because it could be quite expensive. Um, not all macaws hate men. That's quite strange. I know a lot of macaws that have male owners, and they do, they're quite affectionate to their male owners. Equally so to as to female owners, and vice versa. I know my veterinarian, well, obviously my bird's veterinarian, not mine. I don't need an animal doctor for myself, but she actually has an Amazon parrot, and he totally dislikes women in general. He hates her, and he loves her husband. But her husband has a beard, and one time he decided to cut off his beard, and the bird did not like that at all. It would not have it. It would not go to him. It hated him until his beard grew back. That is so crazy, but yeah, so it probably more has an obsession with beards than it is about the bird hating women. But I do know in general birds do like female voices because they're a little bit higher pitched. So that's one thing that I know does happen. My parrot actually prefers my mum much more over me, even though I'm the one that feeds him. I'm the one that spends the most time with him. But whenever she comes home, he'll go insane, and he talks to her like he never talks to me. Sometimes they're very smart, and they just have a preference at times, and you can't really do much about that. They pick their people, and they do tend to have a way to get what they want as well. So there is that side of it. Zachary, rose-breasted cockatoo. Yeah, just the macaws in our store, haha. Okay, my memory doesn't serve me right. I don't remember what the rose-breasted cockatoo looks like. Oh, okay, we call them galahs. I totally forgot that they've got that different name as well. So over here we call the rose-breasted cockatoos galahs. Yeah, they're beautiful. They're not expensive here at all. I'm quite surprised that they are pricey over there, because yeah, I've just never seen them being expensive. Adel Mad, can I know in which country I landed? So I'm from Australia. I'm guessing that's what you're asking. Where are you from? I think most of you guys are from the States in general. Zachary, I promise it's a thing, lol. Yeah, no, you're right. It is definitely a thing. The name is familiar. Like when I saw it, I immediately knew, oh, okay, well this was, something that I used to know, but now obviously forgot. It's definitely a thing. But yeah, no, we just, in Australia, we do call them galahs in general, so. Adelmad, I'm French. Oh, bonjour. I do speak a little French, but not a whole lot, so please don't barrage me with too much French. But I'd love to, yeah, I'd love to hear you say a few things. I used to watch a lot of my favorite anime in French and German as well. And I lost the files, unfortunately, and so I had to re-download them all, which, was a struggle because they're not very popular, so it's hard getting a hold of them. You can't buy them anymore because they're real old and all that, so yeah. Whereabouts from France are you from, Idlemad? Zachary Ryan, yeah, I think she was like $1,500. Oh wow, that's so expensive. And that would be US dollars as well. I'm pretty sure we can get galas here for 700 Aussie dollars. Let me just quickly convert that to US dollars. So we can get, we can buy galas here for 500 Aussie dollars. Sorry, US dollars. So yeah, it's insanely expensive over there. I guess it makes sense, you know, because they're not native, and so you guys would have to import them from us. So that does make sense. Zachary, okay, at the mall, off to search for costume stuff. We'll chat soon. Okay, sure thing. I hope you enjoy your shopping, and I hope you get what you're after. Definitely keen to see that costume of yours coming together. That would be great. I'm so happy to see you know, everybody is still having so much fun with yeah, doing costumes in Drawlloween as well. So I thought a lot of that would die down this year, but people is definitely keeping that alive. So that's real good to see. We're definitely nearing the end of her completion at the moment, so hopefully I'll be able to take a couple of pictures and yeah, post her up for today. Oh, I almost forgot. I didn't even do the shadow just yet, so I probably need to try and figure out how to do her shadow. I need to add a little bit more shading to her face as well, because I don't want that to be, you know, too dull. And I'm thinking of possibly doing some kind of pattern for her dress. I'm not sure what, so part of me just wants to do like really strange funky swirls and you know, just go with that. And then part of me also wants to do little owl prints, but I don't want to detract too much from you know, her owl up here. So yeah, I'll see. I'll definitely have to see what I want to do and play around with a few of those ideas and see which one I like best. There we go. She's getting quite worked up at the moment, in a good way. OTD for you, welcome. Thank you for popping on the stream. I'm glad you think my work is cool. Hope you enjoy it. Today we are working on my Drawlloween sketches. So it's a drawing every day of October, and they're all Halloween themed. They're hosted by Mab Graves, and so you have to do a drawing every day of the month. So I've combined two drawing prompts. So I've combined puppet and winged. So if I just pull her up here, you can see her little owl puppet, and she's just sitting on the chair holding her little owl puppet. Yeah, so I've done a couple of others. Didn't do them all on stream though. So yesterday we had Cryptid, That was quite an elaborate one. That one took me, I think, 6.5 hours to finish, just because of all the, planning the whole composition and everything, and I was slow. So, and then this one was Magician. She's very funny and cool. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you think that. This one is Yoke. So she is the Amiona, which is like an evil rain deity in Japanese culture. So I'm really, really happy with the rendering of her, how she came out. And so, some of my work I do a little bit more rough and some of them a little bit more refined. And it's just two different styles that I sort of switch up between. But yeah, I'm very happy with how she came out, and I'm looking forward to do a watercolor painting of her very soon. OTD, wow, very detailed rabbits. Oh, thank you. I really love drawing rabbits. They're one of my favorite things. This one was, what was it again? Oh yeah, fur. So I had to do the prompt fur, and I didn't want to do something that was just normal. So I went with, something unexpected and something that you don't normally see. So I decided to make her tongue furry. It's hard to see, but on Instagram you can see it a little bit better. And so she has a little bit of a furry tongue over there. But yeah, I loved doing that one so much. And this one, I think this one was really popular, probably because it has bunnies. People tend to really like bunnies. So yeah, she actually, the prompt for this one was apothecary. And so the idea is she's trying to find a cure for the plague, but instead, she's a bit of a fraud and she just spends all her time concocting ghost bunny medium. So she's concocted bubble bunny medium, essentially. She hasn't managed to, create ghost bunnies, but she could get bubble bunnies to work. This one was Samara from The Ring. You can see her a little bit closer. Had to spend a lot of time on the puddle and just getting the raindrops dripping from her, or the water dripping from her. Yeah, really loved doing her. She was a lot of fun. And it was my first time doing Samara as well. This one was Frankenstein. You can see little Frankenstein, and he's the little boy Frankenstein, and I wanted to do a little bit of a play on him being adorable and also, trying to be scary at the same time. OTD for you. Oh, Samara, I know this movie Popcorn has. Is that popcorn? What is that emoji? Sorry, I'm a bit confused. But yeah, it's a really cool movie. I want to see it again. I've watched all of them, and yeah, if I could erase it from my mind and watch them all over again, I would do that all over. I love that movie. This is my little goblin girl. So it's hard to see her from that angle, so I'm trying to do that. There we go. But yeah, I tried for her. I wanted to do a composition was a little bit, different from my other ones. So yeah, I tried to play around with very an ordinary composition, and this is actually my favorite kind of frog. I love frogs that are just fat and round, and if you follow Toby the Toad on Instagram, you're totally my friend, because yeah, his pictures are so adorable. OTD, love your portraits and style. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That means so much to me. I'm glad you like it. This drawing I wasn't that happy with. I just found that the rendering was a little bit less interesting, I guess. I do like that, I did a bit of a background and played with some colored pencils. but I just find that, you know, my other drawings looked a lot better. So this prompt was extraterrestrial, which is every Drawlloween. It's one of my favorite things to do. So it's obviously inspired by the baby alien in Men in Black, the one that pukes on Will Smith, which is one of my favorite alien renders ever. I just love his little tentacles, and you know, obviously I did the head a little bit different, giving it, you know, a little bit of tentacles on the hair as well. But yeah, I really love that. So it's got a little bit of a, if you can see here, a little bit of a rattle. That's like an alien spaceship as well. But yeah, no, this was a lot of fun. The cop was a pain to draw. Yeah, it was crazy. OTD, have you got Instagram? Yes, I do. I'd love if you followed me. That would be great. It should be in my. Are you viewing this on desktop, or are you viewing this on mobile? Because it should be in my about section, or if you just scroll up in the chat, the link should be in the chat as well. I can repost that actually. Hang on. There we go. So those are all my social links, and those should put you in the right direction. You just click on Instagram on there, that should get you there. This was my Pukwudgie. So this one was really tricky because I had no idea what Pukwudgies look like, and they ended up, for the most part, people drew them a lot like goblins, but I didn't really like that. I wanted to have my Pukwudgie look a bit more like an animal. In hindsight, I watched the movie Maleficent, and there was actually this creature that looked, you know, quite dwarf-sized and had, you know, spikes like an echidna, and looked a little bit like a goblin. And I'm pretty sure the idea was that it was a Pukwudgie, and I really love how they did that one. But yeah, I'm very happy with how mine came out, and it is what I sort of envisioned it to look like. So Pukwudgies enjoy luring people into traps. I posted a little story on my Instagram of this one. And yeah, he's obviously poisoning people. They also enjoy playing with fire. So he's trying to lure people into his trap, which is really awesome. So I like them. This is probably my Drawlloween sketch that I'm most happy with. Just because I'm really happy with the rendering, the composition of this one as well. I did spend a lot of time rendering this one up. So I guess that does show. So she's got her Jabberwocky knife down the bottom, a couple of cards, and she's just really surprised as she's falling down. So the prompt for that day was poison. And this one was my drawing that I did right before surgery. And so the prompt was grave, and I did a rendition of Snow White, and just instead of dwarves, having you know, just lots of different animals, taking her from her grave and releasing her. So yeah, I've got quite the array of different creatures over there. But yeah, they're much more visible on Instagram. They don't show up very well on my camera. And the other prompt before that was skeleton. So yeah, I did this little skeleton watering her own grave, and the idea is she was told that if she waters her own grave every day, that she could come back to life. But instead, the only thing that's happened is the garden started growing inside of her. So it hasn't quite worked out the way she planned, but you know, she at least looks pretty and a little bit more alive than she did before. So there's that. But yeah, I loved doing her a lot, and I can't wait to color her in. So all these drawings are going to be coloured in on stream in the next month or so. I just need to figure out how I'm going to do that, and yeah, just which mediums I'm going to be doing them in. But yeah, I'm very, very excited. And then we'll have prints, so yeah, I can't wait for that. This one was Medusa. So it was my first time ever doing one, and yeah, she's having a bad hair day, and so she's got her brush over here, and she's trying to keep them all tamed up, but it's not quite working out for her. So she'll have to try a little bit harder. This was I think this was Marionette, if I remember correctly. Oh no, this was Bat. No, it was Vampire. This prompt was Vampire, yes. So I did a little vampire girl playing with her little bat marionette, so you can have a look at him over there. He's super tiny. She's got her little tiny cute vampire teeth that I'm super jealous of, but yeah, I like that one. This was my little witch that I drew. So the prompt for this day was actually familiar. So I gave her her favourite little familiar piggy. The only spell she can successfully execute is making her piglet appear. But now she's sort of moved on from that. So she's learned how to make him fly, and so you can see him happily flying over here. There we go. Yeah, I love doing them too. So I was really happy with how she looked, a lot like how I rendered her last year, so I was trying to keep her very consistent. This was also her, but I feel like the face was just that little bit not, not similar enough to how I did her last year, so it was just a little bit off. But yeah, once again, it's her flying with her little piglet, and he's stolen her stick, well, her wand. But yeah, I really love doing them. So that prompt was Witch. And then this one was Changeling. And so a Changeling is when a fairy replaces a human baby with a fairy baby. And so that's where she's got the 4 different arms. She's, obviously trying to assimilate into human society, and she's found a way to do that by living in a circus. So she's learned how to juggle really well, which is awesome for her. But yeah. This is another one of my drawings that I was very happy with how it came out. It's a little pumpkin couple, and she is trying to show him that getting out of his hole can be actually a lot better than it seems to be, because he's really trying to see the world for what it could be. He's a bit stuck in the dumps. And so she's trying to help him out of that. And yeah, once he discovers that, so she's realizing she needs a little bit of a push. But yeah, that prompt was pumpkin. I always love drawing my pumpkins, so yeah. This one was the first prompt of Drawlloween, and it was werewolf, and I guess you can tell just based on how I rendered it and everything that it was the first drawing, because there's a couple of things that I would do differently if I could do it all over. But yeah, that's all of them. So obviously I have the rest of my sketchbook, but those are all the Drawlloween sketches that we've done. So a whole month full of drawings. Really happy about that. But yeah, now we are on to Winged Puppet. So yeah, got to finish her up for today, because tomorrow we have to do my little bat squatch. So yeah, it's gonna be so cool to see them all done and finished. I'm so excited. So you really just want to give her a little bit more of a quirky face, biting her lip, and also having a bit of bit more raggedy teeth than normal, so you know, she's got to look a little bit weird. Yeah, I really like drawing kids that look cute and strange, and yeah. So I'm just looking at a couple of references of kids, you know, that are sort of pursing their lips, trying to get her looking as close as possible, because it's not, yeah, it's not the easiest thing. OTD, beautiful pencil, by the way. Thank you. These are my Kawiko pencils from Germany. I'm not sure if it's focused there, but yeah, they're really pretty. I love them. So they're brass. I've got two. I've got this one in 0.5, and I've got another one in 0.7. But I've got another pencil that I've got to show you as well. This is my pencil from, I forgot the name. Anyway, I posted about it on Instagram, so if you have a look there, you'll be able to see them tagged. But yeah, this is my other gorgeous pencil, and surprisingly, it doesn't look like it, but it's actually quite comfortable to work with. It is quite heavy though, so you just hold it like that. But yeah, it's real sturdy, and it's got quite a weight to it, but it's gorgeous. I love it. Yes, it's a mechanical pencil. Let me quickly just double check the name. Oh, got it. Okay, so that's it's a Tom Dixon pencil. So if you Google that, I actually had a lot of trouble finding it because they don't sell them anymore. So the only way you can really get one is, you know, secondhand, or you know, very, very select few people still sell them. And I found, you know, it was just shipping to Australia is way too pricey. So yeah, I wasn't able to find one at all, you know, that could ship to Australia for a decent amount. So yeah, it was just, I had to really look, and I scoured the internet until I found a very exclusive store in Australia that does still sell a couple. They only had a few left, so I knew I had to get one, and it cost me an arm and a half, but it is my most treasured art possession, and I use it, you know, whenever I'm at my drawing desk. I like using it. So you know, if you do use something very frequently and you like looking at it, then it does make sense to spend on it, I guess. Everybody likes different things, but yeah, it's definitely not a cheap pencil. I'm talking a couple of $100 range, so that's if you can still get ones. But it was either that, or, you know, originally it started out, I wanted to find antique pencils, just really old ones, but nobody could tell me what lead they used. So I kept asking, you know, I'd love to buy your pencil. I contacted a bunch of Etsy sellers asking them, look, I'd love to buy your pencils, but you know, what lead does this use? I need to know because I'm going to be using it. And no one could tell me, and you know, they couldn't even find out from me, which is, you know, probably they're only trying to sell those as, you know, I guess decorative pieces. But you know, if someone does, you know, send an inquiry, you know, it's worth trying to find out if you're trying to sell something. But no one could tell me, and so I just gave up trying to, I guess, buy secondhand antique pencils. Not only were they extremely expensive, but it was impossible to figure out what kind of lead they used, because no one could tell me. So I ended up going for this one, and then purchasing these two. So I think that one is 0.7, or yeah, I think that's 0.7 lead. if I'm remembering correctly. And then this one is 0.5. And then I've got my other one, which is 0.7. So I've got the two. But yeah, I love collecting pencils. I've got a bit of an obsession going with them, so. I think it's definitely more common to see cool looking pens, but much less common seeing cool looking pencils, that's for sure. Is it just me, or am I hearing some kind of cat purring sound in this audio track? Definitely feels like I'm hearing some kind of cat sound. So at the start I couldn't stop working on her hair, and now I seem to be almost just not getting back to it. I guess I should have just done it while I was on it. As much as I have definitely enjoyed Drawlloween, I can't say that I'm super sad that it's ending, because it's very full on, and I am getting keen to try out some, I guess just try out some different, different painting mediums as well, because I haven't been able to paint now for a whole month, and I'm really missing that, and I'm missing, colouring my drawings, because there's just no time for me to do that as well, as push out a drawing a day. So yeah, I'm definitely keen to do that. Next year I'm going to be focusing less on doing a drawing a day and more so on just doing coloured drawings, and combining a couple of prompts into something more completed, rather than just pushing out so many drawings. But I did really want to challenge myself, so I'm glad that I've stuck to it, and I'm glad that I've completed it. It's been heaps fun. So hard to shade kids' faces as well, because their faces are so smooth, they don't actually create that many, natural shadows, so it gets quite tricky. I'm just trying to not go in the normal direction you normally would shade this, so hopefully it, it feels a little bit more 3D. Vintagati, hello, welcome. Oh, I'm glad you think my my work is beautiful. Thank you for letting me know. Whereabouts are you from? So I'm just working out my Drawlloween sketch. Today's prompt is winged and puppet. And I have combined her and her little owl puppet, so if you can see her here. And so Drawlloween is a drawing challenge hosted by Mab Graves. And it's about doing a drawing every day of the month of October that is Halloween themed. And so a lot of artists join in just to have fun, just to create, and it's really awesome to see what everyone's doing. I always end up following a lot of different people, you know, when it happens, and yeah, discovering new people to follow and keep up with. I think that's one of the most fun things that comes out of it, and it's definitely a very exciting time. But yes, but being my first year where I've been able to, you know, finish all the drawings. I just haven't had every year I get thrown a different kind of curveball, and it's just crazy. So Vintagati, I am from Slovakia, and friend Zach told me about your art. That's so fun. Oh, well, all friends of Zach's are welcome here. He's a wonderful person, and you know, very supportive friend as well. So you're lucky to know someone like him. But yeah, no, definitely glad you've popped in. And what kind of art do you make? Are you an artist as well? I'm just rendering up the last sections of her at the moment. I think I should. We're at, so it's 2:26 a.m. here. It's getting quite late, so I will need to start reeling her in, finishing her up. But yeah, it's definitely looking like I'll finish her up for today. Tomorrow I have to do a bat squash, and I have no idea what I'm going to do for that, so you guys will have to bear with me because it's way out of my comfort zone. I've never done something like that before, so yeah. Don't have any idea how I'm going to do that. It's not so much drawing a bat squash that I'm worried about, it's more so trying to make it relevant to my art style, you know, trying to make it look like it's actually one of my characters, and yeah, that's going to be quite tricky. We'll see how I go about that, I guess. Oh, today Zach told me about you too. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, thanks Zach, if you're still watching. I know you're probably off in the mall looking for your costume, but really appreciate you inviting everybody, and thanks guys for popping in as well. Vintagati, I used to be in book business illustration, but now just random enjoying drawing. At the moment doing Inktober. That is so cool. Were you a publisher or were you an illustrator? That is so awesome that you got to work in that. May I ask why you gave that up, or did life just move you into a different direction? Because that seems to be like the dream career, honestly. Although I guess every dream career is never, you know, truly perfect. Nothing is really perfect, but. So are you guys OTD and Vintagati? Are you both from Slovakia? Oh, thanks for the follow, Vintagati. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm not sure why the pop-ups aren't working today. They normally do work, but yeah, it's seeming like they just won't show up today. I'm not sure why. They normally all work. Vintigati. Oh, sorry, I just refreshed with your same message. I thought you've replied to me just yet, but seems you haven't. So I'm not sure, maybe if I do my Batsquatch as some little kid dressed in a Batsquatch costume, that could work. Because most of my characters are either cute or, you know, a combination of cute and creepy. In general, they usually are more childlike and definitely more creepy, I guess. And so a Batsquatch is not entirely one of the things that I'm normally used to drawing. So yeah, the question is, how will I go about assimilating that into my own art style? Vintigati, illustrator, but I started losing joy in it probably because of the stress. Aw, that sucks. Oh, well, I'm so sorry to hear that, but I can totally understand, you know, working with clients and everything is definitely quite stressful, so yeah, especially doing children's books as well, you know, that's very full on. And you don't want to lose, you know, passion for something you love as well, especially if it means a lot to you, so I can totally understand that. Etudu, my name is Katerina Chernyavska. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. I'm from Ukraine. I'm an artist too. I draw digital art for Toon Me Challenge a lot. Oh, that's so awesome. You should, if you follow me on Instagram, you can DM me, or if you're in my Discord channel, you should post and share your artwork. A couple of us do share our artwork on my Discord channel as well. Earlier, I drew in realistic style with watercolor and oil painting. Okay, oil painting is super fun. I rarely actually meet people on Twitch who do oil painting as well, so yeah, I'd love to see some of your work. That sounds amazing. I think, yeah, people tend to, I guess, prefer acrylics over oils these days. At least most people that I see, you know. Some more established artists do still prefer, you know, their oils, but I think it's very common for most artists sort of to, you know, especially within, I guess, the pop surrealist or Instagram style, that's quite fast paced. Yeah, for people to just lean towards something that's a little bit more, I guess, quicker to work with. You know, oils do take quite a long time to work on as well. OTD, I already followed your Insta. Yeah, oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. I will check everything there. No worries, all good. Well, if you DM me there and just let me know you are OTD for you or Katerina, I should be able to remember you, hopefully. And yeah, then just send me some of your work. I'd love to see. I'm not all too familiar with the Toon Me challenges myself. I think, so obviously I do know what they're about, but I haven't really looked at a lot of the stuff that people do for them, so, but yeah. It's so hard when you're trying to draw a flat fabric, so because it doesn't have all those folds, and I always love, you know, I specifically love adding folds to my characters' dresses and clothing, just because it makes it so much easier to add that you know, texture and add that I guess make it make sense as to what's going on. Can be quite tricky as well when you're trying to draw something so flat. So I'm just going to go with the same approach as I do with her skin and just try and keep it a little bit more, you know, just trying to do a flat surface like I do with her skin. Hopefully that comes out right. So what are some of you guys' favorite things to draw? What do you most enjoy coming up with as subject matter? I know for me, it definitely is animals. There's very few of my pieces that don't have animals in them. They're either animals or they're kids. And obviously, you know, I really love when I can get to combine the two, so yeah, it's super nice. I really love working with those two. It's my main things to draw. As soon as I have the rest of her shading done, I think she'll be almost good to go by that point in time. So yeah. Do any of you guys stream as well? I definitely am looking for some new, you know, artist streamers to follow. So if you do stream about your art, I'd love to give you a follow. Just let me know. Feel free to share your Twitch channels in my chat. Hopefully I'm not adding too many folds to her skirt. Sorry, to her dress. I'm hoping not, because I'm trying to keep consistent with the whole, you know, it's a mini dress and it's very smooth and don't want to lose track of what I'm doing. I so absolutely love my blender tool. I don't think anything has revolutionized my sketching methods as much as my blender. I used to never, I mean, you can go without it, don't get me wrong. It's not like it's gonna make your art better. What it does do though is save you a lot of time. And sometimes you just get to that point where you're too lazy to add more shading, and this just speeds that process up. And I find that's what it's good for. So, you know, shading in large areas and in a way that the pencil just is too time consuming to do. At least for me, that's what I feel. I get most out of it. So if you ever miss one of my streams, I do share them on my YouTube channel as well. You can always subscribe to my YouTube channel and keep up with me on there. I definitely would love that. I know Zachary Ryan has an awesome YouTube channel where he has his way of always doing a video and making it so easygoing but so informative and so motivating at the same time. I know when I first subscribed to his YouTube channel, the number one thing that I got from it was how motivating his videos were. And you know, he always brought you know, some educational aspect to it, and not just educational in the sense of, you know, I guess not only technically, but also you know, emotionally educational. Like, you know, what are some hard things to get through with your art, and what helps you overcome it. And you know, this is something that's quite common that people you know, frequently do deal with, and I think that was one of my favorite videos by him, was the motivational one he did. It was really cool. Ventagati, I enjoy drawing really. Anything that reflects deep emotion, and I do not stream. Think it's still out of my comfort. That makes sense. Yeah, no. I totally understand. I actually started streaming a couple of years ago and found that it made me not want to do art at all anymore. And so I stopped it completely because, well, at the time I was trying to learn how to do a full acrylic painting, but you know, it was just, I was trying to do that while streaming for the first time ever as well. And it was just too much. And so I stopped, and ever since then I've just always wanted to give it another go. So I started streaming again recently, and I'm really happy I did because, yeah, I don't know, it's very relaxing for me. I like talking about my artwork, I like meeting new people, and I also find that it allows me to disconnect from the amount of time I spend on a drawing and really just focus on the drawing itself for what it is, give it the dedicated time that it deserves. But yeah. Vintagati, yes, agree about Zach's videos, definitely. Yeah, no, I wish he'd make some more videos more often, because I love watching his videos. Apparently they're going to do collaborative streaming more often. Yeah, I've actually been thinking it'd be yeah, really awesome to try and gather together a group of artists, just to do a stream together with, you know, multiple artists at the same time and talk about art together, and with other artists as well. So yeah, it's something that I'm not quite sure how to execute, but something that I'd really love to do. And I definitely, if Zach would like to join in, I'd definitely be wanting to ask him. But yeah, I haven't mentioned it to him, so don't shove it on him. I'll have to give him a message about that once I figure out how to do that, because I haven't yet thought of a way that's cohesive to that. I think Instagram does let you do that with 2 people, but how easily and how well that works, you know, it's much easier on Twitch than Instagram. So I'll have to give that a look first and see how that works, because you can't do it for very long. I think Instagram kicks you off if it's too long, so. Adelmad, it's relaxing for us too. I like that mood. Oh, well that's good. Vintagati, that's sweet. Very glad you're streaming. Oh, well I really I'm happy to hear that you guys are appreciating it as well. I'm definitely, I missed it. I stopped streaming for, so obviously after my long extended couple of years hiatus, you know, I've hopped back into it this year, but I took a break because I had surgery this month, and it was just too full on trying to keep up with my Drawlloween sketches and you know, trying to recover from surgery and stream on top of that. You know, I couldn't sit at my desk anymore for a while, so I had to give that a break, and I really missed it. I missed hanging out with you guys. I missed just talking about art and the relaxing mood. I think streaming has this way of just, you know, in some way erasing time, and I really like how it does that, for me at least. Obviously it's a big time suck, but somehow, I don't know, it just has a way of making me get lost in the drawing and not worry too much about that, just for a little while. Just trying to add some more, I guess, variety to the shadows, so they're not all, you know, I don't want them all to be the same, the same thickness as well. So I'm trying to vary those a little bit more. Theandrots, welcome back. Hope that you are doing fine now after the surgery. Oh, thank you so much, and I'm glad to see you on here again as well. I'm definitely feeling a lot better. Last week was a bit rough, so I'm glad to be back, you know, able to sit up and just do things again. It's quite frustrating when you can't, you know, I was really struggling to draw, so I had my a little wooden drawing easel up in my bed, and it got to the point where it was really difficult to sit up as well. So I'm glad those days are over. I'm really not missing those days. But yeah, unfortunately work has started up for me again as well, so I am going to have less time. But yeah, should be streaming more regularly again, you know, now that I can sit up and talk to you guys, so I'm definitely happy about that. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to add prints to her dress anymore, because I'm quite happy with how the shading has made it, so I'll give that a bit of a think. What do you guys think? Do I need to add some prints to her dress? Or do I need to just leave it as is and keep it simple, keep the focus on other things? I'm kind of undecided. Maybe I'll let it rest and think about it. So I definitely need to make her little owl buddy over here a little bit more shaded. So just give him some more detail. Vintagati, yeah, keep it simple, love it. Okay, cool, awesome. I'll leave it as is, I guess. Especially since I'm so undecided about it. Sometimes less is more. Theandrots, what camera do you use to film the drawing? Whenever I use a webcam, it becomes blurry. Do you stream art as well? If you do, please share your Twitch channel in my stream chat if you like. I'd love to follow more art streamers as well. But yeah, my camera. So for this one, I'm using the StreamCam, Logitech StreamCam. The reason I got it, I'll give you my review about it. I got it because I wanted a camera that was good at keeping color, you know, accurate. So these are obviously grayscale drawings, so you don't see a lot of color issues when you're working in pencil. But as soon as you work in something like oils, you know, like with her, it becomes incredibly difficult to have this color show up on stream and look accurate. Now I know that this is quite accurate on my stream, and you can check my Instagram photos as well and see how that comes across. But on my other webcam, so that one, I'm not sure the lighting will work well from there if you can see. It just looks dull, and it just doesn't quite capture her the way that she should be. I always had issues, and I had to read about the Logitech Brio, that apparently it was a really good webcam, you know, it's 4K and everything, but for artists it just doesn't quite capture that you know, color accuracy. And since that's something that I, you know, frequently use in my drawings, I just needed something that could represent my colors, you know, well and accurately. With regards to the blurriness, I'm not sure. I've honestly had issues with blurriness with all my webcams, even including this one. So I'm not really sure what to tell you. I've actually had a read that a lot of that has to do with lighting. So if you can get the lights to work really well, obviously, you know, a lot of more professional artists actually use, you know, real DSLR cameras. They don't use these webcams that, you know, a lot cheaper. And so that does add to the fact that, you know, other streamers may have better quality, but they're actually using, you know, very, very pricey $500 cameras, whereas you're trying to achieve that on a webcam. I just don't have money for a DSLR camera, and I'm sure you don't, you know, obviously either. So yeah, it's about what can you make work the best. And yeah, for me, I think I'm very happy with my Logitech Stream Cam. It's serving me quite well. Yeah. Theandrots, yeah, I stream too, but I'm moving at the moment, so didn't stream for some weeks. I used lights, but somehow still blurry. Okay. What kinds of lights do you use? Theandrots, but thanks for the review and your opinion on the webcam. No worries, I hope it helps, and yeah, do feel free to. There's plenty of good YouTube videos about the color accuracy tests, and you know, they also test how quickly things come into focus and move out of focus, and all that kind of thing. Yeah, I did watch a lot of YouTube reviews about it before I got it, and I was happy when I got it as well. So. Just adding her little owl's tiny speckles. There we go. So she's pretty much almost there. I just gotta add the last few details of her in. I still don't know what I would like to do for her, I guess for her mask, because I can't make it darker, because then the hair's going to look like part of it, and I don't want it to become too confusing. I don't want those two to clash. But I also don't want to just leave it as is, because at the moment it's looking a little undone, if you know what I mean. So perhaps if I just add a very light shading to a couple of areas, and then hopefully that will be enough. Still not quite sure, but we'll see how she turns out. I always get super tired by the end of the stream and then sort of just start winding down, I guess. Going to this sort of more focused on my drawing state. It's also quite late at the moment. It's this drawing has gone on till almost 3 AM, so I am definitely getting quite sleepy. So do excuse me. I should probably head off to bed soon, but I just want to wrap her up, so you know, I can share her to Instagram as well. And then tomorrow I have a clean slate and I can start fresh and focus on my bat squash. But yeah, we'll see. Definitely want to put some more emphasis on these beautiful eyes of her, or the eyes of the mask at least. So I'll just update those a little. I think that's what's going on. I'm shading it in differently in different places, and it's just not having it, which is why it's sort of coming out like you don't understand which side is on top and which side is on the bottom. So I'll just quickly fix that, and hopefully then she'll look a little bit more realistic. And then we can see what's going on with this mask of hers. Have it make some actual structural sense. Yeah. I have a feeling I've changed my mind a few times about which side I want to have on top and which side I want to have on the bottom, so hopefully this brings that into perspective a little bit more. There we go. Now I just got to do the other one. So I'm going for a kind of embroidered look for these. Hopefully that's showing up correctly. Yeah, I'm super happy with how she's come out. So just adding a little bit more shading to give her some more dimension. also differentiate where that mask of hers starts, because I don't want that to be looking like part of her hair. Definitely a fan of my little blender tool. It's very, very handy for me. I always like using it to shade in dark, large, darker areas. Saves a lot of time. And Vintagati, wonderful. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you like where it's heading. We're almost there. Just gotta wrap up the last couple of details and then I'll be done. Really appreciate you guys popping by today and keeping me company. I am you too. I am so sorry. I am on and off lurking because of my connection issues. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hate when that happens. When I'm watching streamers and I can't hear what they say, and then I miss messages or things, and I can't keep track of the chat because of connection. It's so sad. But you don't need to worry because I'm going to be streaming tomorrow as well. I have 2 streams. If I don't have enough time tomorrow, I may end up needing to cancel the first one, but we'll see how I go. The plan is to keep it on, to keep going and keep on track. So we'll see. And but then same time tomorrow, I'll be streaming in the evening as well. So this time tomorrow. So I'm not sure. I will be ending the stream in a little bit. She's almost finished. So once she's done, yeah, then I'll be ending the stream because it's 3 a.m. here, so I need to get some sleep. But yeah, tomorrow I'll be streaming as well. So same time. If you go on, I do rate people. Yes, if you have some suggestions, please feel free to let me know in the comments. I'd love to raid somebody. I usually just have a look at whom I can raid beforehand before I finish my stream. But yeah, if you have some worthy suggestions, do let me know in the chat, and I'll have a look. I am you too. I have a digital artist. Awesome. That's great. Then yes, please do share their account, and we can all have a look at rating them once I'm done. Her name is CG Psycho. Awesome. Let me quickly copy and paste that, and once I'm done, we can have a look at rating her. Awesome, so I've just saved her name over there, so once I finish up we can go and give her a visit. Or him, whichever one. I am you too. Where are you from? Sorry, I asked many questions. That's okay, I love questions. I'm from Australia. Originally I was born in South Africa, but I was 2 when we moved here, so don't ask me too many questions about South Africa because I won't be able to give you much insight. Oh, thank you for hosting me, Bestivar. You've always been so supportive of my work. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Long time since I've seen you on Twitch as well. Yeah, we've just about finished her almost, so I'm very happy with how she's come out. Where are you from? I am you too? You too. I saw you stream on YouTube or Facebook. I don't stream on YouTube or Facebook. I announce my streams on there, but I don't ever stream on there. I think I attempted to stream on Facebook once. YouTube, but it didn't really work out very well. So I never tried it again. But yeah, never had any viewers in any of my streams, so. I'm mute too. Would you try multi-streaming? Well, I think it's it's quite expensive to pay for multi-streaming software. Personally, the biggest issue I have with multi-streaming is obviously for me a large part of what's really important about streaming in general. It would be pointless to just stream while creating. But the big important part for me about live streaming is the community, being able to reply to people's questions. And so what I'll find quite difficult is, how would you, when you're multi-streaming, reply to people on different platforms? So actually, I think you're right. I did stream through Instagram once, and that may have actually streamed to Facebook. I'm not sure how that works. It's possible, but yeah. So the chat aspect, I guess, is the part that I would be most confused by. How would how would you end up, replying to people's messages when they're sending that through to different platforms? So I'd have to figure out a way how to do that. Unless the multi-stream software does do that, I'm not sure. But yeah. I also think it's nice for people to try and form a community and chat with each other as well. And so that becomes a lot harder if everybody is separated across different platforms rather than just one. I'm new too. Slubs allow multi-streams on 2 platforms for free. Do you have dual screen set up for streaming? No, I only have the one screen. So obviously I have my other computer monitor, but that's behind me. And so I won't be able to see that. So yeah, that's going to be a bit of an issue. I also don't think I'll have too many people viewing on, multiple different platforms. But yeah, I guess it's worth. I have looked into it, so I'm curious about it. But I tried to stream to Instagram. I have my phones on different holders, and I tried to stream to Instagram as well, because I do actually have people on my Instagram account that would only be wouldn't hop onto I guess Twitch, and so yeah, that's that would be nice to be able to stream to Instagram as well, but it's so hard with Instagram because of all the limitations Facebook puts on it. So they don't really want you to, stream from a computer. And it's really, really difficult. Even when I'm streaming with my phone, trying to get the drawing in focus and then reading that chat as well, it's really, really hard. So I'm mute too. How do you stream on Instagram? Directly or with StreamKey? So I did it directly. I have done it with StreamKey as well. The issue I found with StreamKey is it cuts out and then it stops your stream after about an hour, which is fair enough because that's about the time that Instagram stops it anyway. But I just found that it's a lot of hassle when I'm streaming on Twitch and then mid-stream my Instagram stream cuts out and then I need to, restart that one up. And it's a couple of different things involved. Whereas with my phone, I could just click the re-live stream button again, and we'd be all gold and good to go. But it got to a point where my Wi-Fi was too terrible to be able to, handle both my Instagram stream and my normal live stream. And so it cut out the Wi-Fi. So I stopped doing that. I guess for now, I'm curious about those options. Definitely keen to try things, but at this point, I feel like, I'm happy to just have somewhere where people can come and watch, and just, get into the flow of streaming first and figure that out. And then, maybe later, if things kick up and people are finding it inconvenient to hop on Twitch, then definitely I'd love to give it a shot. I'm always game to try new things like that. I'm you too. I'll search for you any other way to stream it without any hassle. Oh, well, I really appreciate that. I'd definitely be keen to give that a go. I'm not sure which other platform people would, I guess, be most interested in. I have probably my largest following is on Instagram. And so the biggest thing I would like to be able to do is, I guess, make it more convenient for those people. For now, this has seemed to be the best, most convenient way for me to do it consistently. You can't stream on Instagram for longer than an hour, which is pretty restrictive. Most of my drawings take a lot longer than an hour. Even though I could do one in an hour, I tend to like to, chat and, work on something that's got a little bit more detail as well. And then that ends up, Instagram actually just stops your stream. And it sucks because, it's pretty, I guess, annoying when I'm streaming on Twitch and I have a whole holder for my phone as well, so I put my phone here right next to my webcam, and I can't actually see when that stream stops. Not only that, but the other issue is, in order to read the chat, I need to be able to see that screen. Now, I can't see it when it's, right on top of my illustration. It's really difficult for me. Because Instagram only allows you to read the chat on your phone, it's not only very small, but when it's up there in perfect view for your drawing, it becomes impossible to, communicate with the chat. And I found that was just getting to a point where, then I need to open up, Instagram on my browser and actually view and download my live video. And that was cutting out my Wi-Fi and causing so many delays that, it was just too much. So I stopped the live streams to Instagram because it was taking too much effort for me, and too much hassle for not much gain, I guess. I am you too. What are you reading chat on right now? So I'm reading it straight from Streamlabs. So I just have the chat on the panel to the right, and so that's where I'm reading it from. Which so far has seemed to work for me pretty okay. Luckily I haven't needed to, mess around with too much modding or anything, so, I didn't need to worry about that. But, I'm not too familiar with everything, so let's just put it that way. I do know my way around it, but yeah, just in limited portions, so. But we'll get there. Definitely come a long way since when I last tried to stream and everything was just a bit of a mess, so I used OBS, which was nice, but it just, whenever I redid my computer, it lost all my settings, and then I had to redo everything, and I ended up just redoing it so many times that it was just getting more of a pain than anything else, and I also didn't really like the interface. I found that it was quite clunky and just, yeah, too much going on. Streamlabs is a lot more, I guess, streamlined. There was another app that I really liked. I don't remember the name as well at the moment, but yeah, this is more features that are integrated, and I like that the chat is also easily accessible. So I am you too. If you multi-stream from Streamlabs, there is an additional chat tab for combined stream. Okay. Is that like so is that open at the same time, or do you need to keep flipping between the two? Gosh, you know a lot about streams. May I ask what you do for work, being so tech savvy and all? There we go. Slowly getting there. Slowly but surely we'll finish her up. I am you too, software engineer. I figured just from all how knowledgeable you are and everything. So, yeah, that makes sense. I am you too. For example, if someone comments on your Facebook, it will show Facebook in front of their name and the chat is combined. Okay, well that's actually really convenient. That's not too bad. I don't mind that so much at all. Yeah, I'll definitely need to look into that. I'm not too against, I guess, doing it straight from, because I know you can do things like restream. I think it's restream.io. But that looks like, yeah, just a bit more hassle. I don't know. I guess once you've got things set up, it's fairly straightforward, but yeah. I guess, you know, as you mentioned, doing it straight from Streamlabs seems to be, yeah, a very nice way. I'm you too. Yep, restream.io, but it's paid, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure if they have any free, you know, free service. Sorry, that's a bit of a nuisance. There was one that said that they let you do, you know, multi-streaming to Instagram, but when I was Googling it just, I think yesterday, I actually couldn't find the name anymore, so whether that feature maybe got removed, I don't know. Not really too sure. Just need to add the shadows on the bottom. I am you too. I just Google it and it says Instagram has 1 hour stream limit. Yes, exactly, and that's a bit of an issue. Oh, see you, Ventigati. Thank you so much for popping into my stream, and I really appreciate you hanging around and supporting me. Please, please do come back and pop in. And if you have some of your art to share on my Discord channel, I'd love to check that out. But yeah, say thanks to Jake for me as well. Sorry, Jake. Say thanks to Zachary. Sorry, I'm getting the two mixed up because they hang out so much. There we go. Bit more shading, bit more, I guess, developed more. She just looks a little bit more fleshed out now. Yeah, it's really a hassle how Instagram is limiting sharing to its platform as well. I'm you too. By the way, I love your art. Oh, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Really currently working hard on trying to practice a lot of new things with regards to my art as well. Spending more time growing it and everything, so yeah. I've been super enjoying watching what everyone's been doing for Drawlloween as well. It's so exciting when you're working on a prompt and you've just finished it, you've posted it, and then my favorite thing to do is go and have a look at what everyone else has done, because it's crazy to see, you know, what everyone comes up with. Sometimes you think, oh wow, you know, how could anybody possibly think of something like that? And I find that just so, you know, awesome to see all the different ways that, you know, everybody, a whole community is doing the same thing, except everybody is doing it in their own way, so differently. And yeah, there's so many ways to go about it. It's awesome. I love seeing that. I am you too. I mod 6 to 7 Twitch streamers, helping them improving setup and to get affiliated. So that is why also I know these things. Oh, okay. That does make sense, I guess, why you're so super knowledgeable, but yeah, no. Yeah, I guess you can probably tell that I haven't been doing it for super long. So I did it quite a few years ago, and then I gave it a bit of a pause, and recently I started it back up, but then I got booked in for surgery and that put an end to a lot of things, so I had to give it another pause. And so I'm trying it again. So I was really close to hitting affiliate. I was getting so excited, and then that hit me, and now I have to start, you know, fresh with all the, you know, streaming hours and that kind of thing. But luckily, everybody's been really, really supportive, and I actually had a few people follow me while I wasn't even streaming, so I really appreciated that. Instagram's certainly, you know, very, very, very stressful as well in comparison. Like, you know, you can have people consistently follow you on here on Twitch, and yeah, if you don't stream very often, they seem to not really unfollow. But on Instagram, it's very, very competitive. You know, so it's hard, very, very difficult to build a community on Instagram, at least for me. And then the algorithm also doesn't really help much, so. There we go. I'm getting so sleepy. Definitely time to go and hit my bed after this. But yeah, I'm you too. Best thing about your channel is that everything is perfect. The About Us page, your content is on almost every platform, and alerts set up proper is clean. Oh, well, thank you so much. I'm so glad to hear that feedback from someone who's quite experienced as well. So yeah, definitely if you have any suggestions, do let me know, because I'm very open to, you know, changing things, switching things up as well. So you know, it's obviously my first real time being so dedicated to it. So yeah, happy to take some feedback. But yeah. I actually set up a lot of my, not my alerts, but my about page when I wasn't streaming, just because I really enjoyed doing it. Yeah, I'm not sure how many people actually look at that, because it seems to be harder to, you know, get to on mobile devices as well. But yeah. Awesome. Well, I think we're pretty much there. What do you guys think? Done my little tiny little drawing for winged and puppets, so we're set to go. So I think this, or how many days we have left. Let me quickly have a look how many we have got to go. So I have, after this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 5 drawings left, and then I'm done for all of Drawlloween. So I'm super excited about that. I'm keen to see that all wrapped up, and yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to colouring all of these in. So yeah. But yeah, we'll definitely go raid that suggestion. So CG Psycho. So I'll give that a go. So if you guys could all hop on and follow me onto her account, we'll go, and him or her, we'll go and give them a raid, and yeah, pop in and say hi, and give them some support as well. But yeah, thank you to everybody, yeah, for all your suggestions and all your support, and for joining me in my drawing today. I hope to see you all again soon, same time tomorrow, and I'll possibly have 2 streams tomorrow, depending on how quickly I can get through other work. So we'll see how that goes. But for now, I have to photograph her and share her to Instagram. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow.